Cole sat alone in the control chair of his old maintenance ship, the Far Reach. The hum of the engine was the only sound inside the cabin. He was halfway through a week-long route, checking for stranded cargo haulers and damaged drones near the outer edge of the Karelian Dust Belt. The Dust Belt wasn't a place many people like to visit. It was full of floating rocks, sharp debris, and ancient satellites long forgotten. But for Cole, it was peaceful. Out here, no one bothered him. No calls, no bosses, just him and the stars. He leaned back and sipped cold coffee from a metal cup, then heard it, a faint beeping on his scanner. "Emergency beacon?" he muttered, leaning forward. The signal was weak but steady. A ship was in trouble just beyond the field of drifting asteroids. Cole quickly ran a check. The distress code wasn't standard. It didn't match any known human vessels. That made him curious. Probably an old pirate ship or some rich kid's yacht that broke down, he guessed. Let's go take a look. He adjusted the ship's thrusters and slowly guided the Far Reach through the field. Dust scratched against the shields as he navigated through tight gaps. It took 15 minutes to reach the signal source, and what he saw made him raise an eyebrow. A sleek black ship shaped like a crescent floated silently in the dust. Its design was nothing like any human model. It had smooth curves, glowing lines along the sides, and elegant wings that stretched out like folded blades. Cole whistled. "That's not from Earth." He circled it carefully, looking for damage. The hull had burn marks and signs of an explosion. The engines were offline. Lights flickered near the rear section, but it didn't look like a battle-damaged warship. It looked more like something royal, fancy, clean, designed with pride. He sent out a comm signal just in case. "This is Cole Anders, independent repair technician. I picked up your distress beacon. Respond if you need help." No reply. He tried again. Still nothing. Well, he sighed, grabbing his repair kit. "Guess I'll just knock and say hello." Cole suited up, opened the airlock, and used a tether to float toward the stranded vessel. As he landed gently on its hull, magnetic boots clicked onto the surface. He found a hatch and used a manual override tool to pry it open. The ship let him in without resistance. That was strange. Most high-tech, alien vessels would lock out unauthorized people, but this one seemed too damaged to care. Inside, the air was thin but breathable. The hallway was dark, with only dim lights along the floor. The walls were silver blue, smooth like polished stone. Strange symbols glowed along the corridor edges, but Cole couldn't read them. He moved slowly, flashlight in hand, scanning everything. It was quiet. Too quiet. No bodies. No signs of struggle. No weapons. Just silence. Cole reached a control panel near the engine room. Sparks danced from the open wall, and coolant leaked across the floor. He ran a quick check. "The fusion coils are offline," he mumbled, "and the coolant system's about to overheat." He rolled up his sleeves. "Time to earn my pay." Using a mix of human tools and improvisation, Cole started patching the coolant lines. He had no clue how the alien tech worked exactly, but his instincts helped him adapt. He cleaned the power cores, reconnected damaged wires, and bypassed a broken circuit board with one from his own ship. 2 hours passed. Finally, a soft hum spread through the floor. Lights flickered on. The engines glowed faintly. Power was returning. Cole grinned. "That's more like it." As he wiped his forehead, he noticed a sealed door nearby. It had strange golden symbols on it, larger than the rest, like a warning or something important. He tilted his head. "What's behind door number 1? He tapped the panel beside it. It flickered and buzzed to life, then slowly slid open. Rush of cold air hit him. Inside was a chamber that looked like a sleeping pod, but much larger, and someone was inside it. A woman, tall. Pale violet skin, silver armor that shimmered under the flickering lights. Her hair was long and white, floating slightly as if she were underwater. Her face was calm, peaceful, almost royal. Cole blinked. Whoa. Suddenly her eyes opened, bright gold, piercing, alert. He stepped back in surprise as she sat up, looking around. Her gaze landed on him. She stared, unsure of who he was or what he was doing there. Cole raised his hands. Hi. I'm Cole. I fixed your ship." She didn't speak. Instead, she slowly stood, steadying herself. Her movements were graceful but tired. She touched her head as if dizzy. "I found your distress beacon," Cole explained slowly. "Your ship was dead in the belt. I didn't know anyone was inside. I was just trying to help." Still no answer. But her eyes softened. She looked at his tools, then at the repairs. She seemed to understand. After a long pause, she said one word, quiet but clear: "Thank you." Her voice was smooth and deep, with an accent Cole had never heard before. He smiled awkwardly. "You're welcome." Just then, something outside the ship moved. Cole's handheld scanner buzzed. He looked at it and frowned. A cloaked drone had appeared outside the hull, floating just beyond visual range. Unknown origin, unknown purpose. But it was watching. Cole didn't see it. But the woman did. Her eyes narrowed slightly. She knew what it meant. Someone had just discovered she was awake. And they were coming. The woman stood quietly in the chamber, her golden eyes still locked on Cole. He could tell she was weak but proud. There was something graceful about the way she carried herself, even though her legs trembled. Cole lowered his voice and took a step closer. "You okay? You were in stasis, I think. Some kind of sleep chamber?" The woman didn't answer. She looked around at the walls, then at the blinking lights Cole had restored. Her hand brushed against one of the power conduits. She turned to him and nodded slowly. "Yes," she finally said. "You restarted the systems." "I did," Cole said with a small smile. "Didn't know someone was sleeping inside. Just saw your ship floating out there. Thought it was empty." She tilted her head. "You did not run when you found something unknown?" "Nope. I fix things." "That's what I do," Cole said. Didn't think too much about it. The woman blinked. Strange for a human. Cole scratched the back of his head. "You know about humans?" She walked past him slowly, stepping into the main hallway of the ship. Her steps were light, as if she had practiced walking in silence. Her armor shimmered in the low light, and Cole finally noticed the strange crest on her shoulder. It looked like a winged crown with stars around it. "Who are you, really?" he asked, following her. She paused. "For now, just someone in your debt." That wasn't much of an answer, but she didn't seem ready to tell him more. Cole respected that. He didn't want to push too hard. She might have been lost, scared, or worse, on the run. "Are you hungry?" he asked. She turned, looking, confused. "Hungry? I have food on my ship," Cole said. "It's not royal cuisine or anything, but it's warm." That word, royal, made her eyes narrow for a second. Then she nodded once. "Lead the way." Back inside the far reach, Cole handed her a heated meal pack. She examined it like it was alien tech, even though it was just simple beef stew in a foil pouch. "It's safe," he said, chuckling. "Might not taste great, but it'll fill you up." She took a small bite. Then another. Her face didn't show much, but he noticed her shoulders relax slightly. Maybe it was the warmth. Or maybe she was finally feeling safe. Cole leaned back in the pilot's chair. "You don't talk much." She glanced at him. "I speak when it's needed." He nodded. "Fair enough. Name's Cole, by the way. Avel." "Nice to meet you, Avel." Avel set the food down and looked at the star map glowing in front of them. "This region is unfamiliar to me." Cole zoomed in on their location. "We're in the Karelian Dust Belt, outer edges of human-claimed space. Not many people come out here." She stared at the map, then touched a few points with her finger, her brow furrowing. "My ship was far from here when the attack happened." "Attack?" She hesitated, then nodded. "An ambush. My ship was damaged. I activated emergency sleep protocols and locked down the systems. Drifted in silence ever since." "Must have been weeks," Cole said. "That would explain the coolant failure." Yes, she said quietly. And the loss of my guards. Cole blinked. You had guards? Avel looked down. They are gone. There was a pause. A long one. I'm sorry, Cole said gently. She didn't answer, but her fingers curled slightly. She was trying to stay strong. Suddenly, a warning flashed on Cole's screen. Unknown contact. Approaching fast. One ship. Small. No identification code. Cole leaned forward. That's not good. Avel stood. It's one of them. A scout drone. You're sure? Yes. They tracked my signal. Cole looked back at her. Then we need to go. Avel shook her head. My ship is still not flight ready. Even if it were, I cannot operate it alone in this state. Cole thought fast. Then we leave it. Here, come with me. She looked surprised. You would risk yourself for me? I already did when I boarded your ship, he said. Besides, I didn't fix your systems just to let some enemy drone finish the job. Avel studied him for a moment. Then she nodded. Minutes later, the Far Reach pulled away from the stranded vessel, just as a sleek black drone entered visual. Range. It hovered in place, scanning the empty hull. Will it report back? Cole asked. Yes, Avel said, but it did not see me leave. So we're safe? Not for long. Cole sighed. Guess we better keep moving. He set a course for a hidden asteroid field nearby. It had electromagnetic storms that would scramble any sensor trying to track them. As they moved deeper into the field, Avel finally sat back and let out a slow breath. You're not what I expected from a human, she said. Good or bad? Cole asked. Good, she said quietly. You help without asking for anything. I don't need to ask, Cole replied with a small smile. You already gave me the biggest mystery of my life. She raised an eyebrow. I just thought I'd be fixing junk ships this week. Instead, I found a royal-looking alien woman sleeping inside a ship from who knows where. Avel's face froze. You should not call me royal. Oh? She looked serious. You must not speak of this to anyone. Why? She didn't answer. Instead, she said softly, There are those who would pay a fortune to know where I am, and others who would kill you just for helping me. Cole stared at her. So who are you, really? Avel looked out the window at the stars. Her eyes softened. I was meant to rule, she whispered, but they tried to take everything from me. My name, my people, my throne. And for the first time since he met her, Cole understood. This wasn't just a traveler or a warrior. He had rescued a queen. Cole stared at Avel in silence. Her words echoed in his mind. I was meant to rule. He didn't know what to say. Just hours ago, he thought he was fixing a broken ship. Now he was sitting next to someone who had once worn a crown. Why? Didn't you tell me earlier? He finally asked. Avel looked calm, but her voice was cold and careful. Because people treat you differently when they know. They either want something from you, or want to get rid of you. I don't want anything, Cole said. She turned to him. That's why I let you help me. Cole didn't answer. He just nodded and looked at the radar screen in front of him. They were still hiding inside the electromagnetic asteroid field. Static buzzed softly in the background. The drone that had found Avel's ship hadn't followed them in. Not yet. We can't stay here forever, he said. I know, she replied. They'll send more. Who are they? She closed her eyes briefly. The ones who betrayed my family, a group of commanders and nobles who feared my reforms. They destroyed my personal fleet and left me to die. And your people? Cole asked. They were told I died in an accident. Cole sat back in his chair. That's cold. Avel nodded. Power often is. Suddenly the radar lit up. Cole leaned forward. Something's entering the asteroid field. No, 3 signals. Fast. They're not drones. These are ships. Avel stood up slowly. Let me see. She walked over and studied the screen. Her golden eyes narrowed. They're mine, she whispered. Royal Guard ships. Cole blinked. Wait, Yours? I thought you said they believed you were dead. They must have picked up the trail, she said, and they know my signal. The ship you repaired must have triggered a dormant beacon. That's good, right? Cole asked. Avil didn't answer right away. She seemed tense, unsure. These ships were once loyal, she said, but I don't know if they still are. Some in my guard turned against me during the attack. Cole stood beside her. Then we play it safe. He activated a defensive shield around the far reach and adjusted its position deeper into the asteroid cover. Let's wait and see what they do, he said. The 3 ships came closer, scanning the area. Then one of them sent a direct transmission. Cole read the message on the screen. Unknown ship. Prepare to be boarded. You are carrying restricted life forms. His heart skipped. That doesn't sound friendly. Before Cole could respond, Avil stepped forward and activated the comm system. This is Avil Ray, rightful queen of the Karian Empire, she said, her voice strong and royal. State your name and your loyalty. There was a pause. Then, the reply came. Hi, Captain Talon, at your service, my queen. We've been searching for you. Avil's shoulders relaxed slightly. Talon was always faithful, she whispered to herself, but she didn't fully drop her guard. Prepare for docking, she said aloud. One wrong move and you will be fired upon. Cole looked at her in surprise. We're going to fire? On your guards? I said if. I've learned not to trust anyone too quickly. Cole smirked. Smart. The lead royal ship carefully docked with the far reach. The doors hissed as they opened. Cole stood at Avil's side, one hand on a small emergency pulse device, just in case. A tall alien male entered, wearing black and silver armor. His face was stern, with sharp lines and glowing silver eyes. He knelt the moment he saw Avil. My queen. You're alive. Avil lowered her voice. Rise, Captain Talon. I trust you still serve the Empire. With my life, he said. She stepped closer. Why did you not come sooner? We searched every possible trail. The ones who betrayed you spread false reports and hid your ship's final location. And the others? Some of the Empire still believes you live. Quiet loyalists have been waiting, hoping. Cole watched silently, still unsure if this was a good thing or a trap. Talon turned to him. This human, he said. He was with you? He saved me, Avil said. Repaired my ship, helped me escape the scout drone, and offered me shelter when he had nothing to gain. Talon looked surprised. Then he must be honored. Avel's eyes were calm. No, he must be protected. The other guards entered, bowing their heads. They looked battle-hardened, but respectful. Still, Cole could see their eyes darting toward him, confused by his presence. Talon spoke again. If you will allow it, my queen, we wish to escort you back to the capital world. The people must know the truth. Avil hesitated. The capital is dangerous, she said, and the ones who tried to remove me. They are still there. Which is why your return must be public, Talon said. We can no longer hide. If you walk the palace steps again, even the traitors will be forced to kneel. Cole stepped forward. Wait, hold on. Is this safe for her? Talon looked at him with surprise. You dare question royal movement? Cole shrugged. I fixed her ship. I'm not afraid to speak. Avil smiled faintly. He has earned the right to speak freely. Talon nodded slowly. Then yes, human. It is dangerous. But if she does not return, the traitors win. Avil turned to Cole. What would you do in my place? He thought about it. I'd go back, he said. But I'd make sure I had backup. She nodded. Then prepare the royal ships. We leave within the hour. As the escort ships aligned for departure, Avil pulled Cole aside. You have a choice now, she said. You can return to your normal life, or come with me. Cole blinked. You want me to come? You've already risked your life for me, she said. And I trust few people now. If you stay, you'll be under my protection. but also in danger. Cole looked out at the stars, then at her. "I'll come," he said. "Someone has to make sure you don't fix your ship with duct tape again." Avelle smiled. For the first time since awakening, she truly smiled. The journey back to the Carian capital world took 2 days. During that time, Cole stayed aboard the lead royal escort ship, a sleek vessel known as the Starcrest. It was unlike anything he had seen. Walls lined with silver, rooms lit by soft starlight panels, and everything clean and perfectly organized. Yet despite the beautiful surroundings, tension filled the air. Avelle spent most of her time in a private chamber, communicating with distant allies through secure channels. Her voice was calm, but her orders were firm. She was no longer just the quiet passenger Cole had rescued. She was stepping back into her place as queen. Cole, on the other hand, was treated like a strange guest. Not royalty, not crew, something in between. Soldiers nodded politely but kept their distance. He could feel their eyes on him when he walked the halls. He tried not to let it bother him. In the engineering bay, Cole found comfort in familiar things: wires, power cells, humming engines. The Starcrest's lead engineer, a short blue-skinned woman named Yora, didn't trust him at first. But when he fixed a faulty stabilizer within minutes, her opinion changed. "You know how to work without schematics," Yora said, watching him. "I just listen to what the ship's telling me," Cole replied with a grin. "Machines speak if you're quiet enough." Yora raised an eyebrow. "That's not something many engineers say. Maybe the Queen was right about you." Cole paused. "She talks about me?" Yora chuckled and walked away. Later that evening, Avelle invited Cole to her quarters. The room was quiet, filled with soft music and the gentle scent of glowing alien flowers. Avelle stood by the window, staring at the stars. "You look tired," Cole said, walking in. "I am," she replied. "But there's no time to rest." She turned to him. "I've contacted 3 old allies in the capital. They will help us if we arrive safely. But if word spreads before we land, the traitors may try to stop the ship. Then we keep it quiet," Cole said. Avelle smiled. "That's the plan. I've also arranged something else." She walked over to a table and handed him a sleek data slate. "What's this?" he asked. "An offer," she said. "Your skills with alien tech are rare. You repaired a royal ship using only human tools and instinct. My court scientists want to speak with you." "I'm not a scientist," Cole said quickly. "You're more than a technician," Avelle replied. "You solved problems none of my own people could. You stayed calm in danger. And you didn't care about titles or reward." Cole scratched his head. "Guess I just help where I can." "That," Avelle said, stepping closer, "is exactly the kind of person the Empire needs." For a moment they stood silently. Then Avelle spoke again. "There's something else. When we land, there may be chaos. People will be shocked to see me alive. I need someone at my side who has no hidden goals. Someone real." "You want me to stand with you?" Cole asked. "I want you to remind me why I'm doing this," she said. "Because after so much betrayal, I need to believe there are still people like you." Cole looked at her for a moment. Then he nodded. "I'll be there." When the Starcrest finally entered Carian space, it flew in under a civilian clearance code. Avelle wanted to avoid drawing attention, but the closer they got to the capital world, the harder that became. Thousands of ships flew through the space lanes. News drones floated by, scanning every craft. The city on the planet below shimmered like a sea of crystal lights. Cole stared at it in awe. "I've never seen anything like it." "That's Karis Prime," Avelle said quietly. "My home." The plan was simple. Land at a hidden royal hangar beneath the palace, meet with loyal allies, and then appear publicly at the Steps of Unity, where the Queen traditionally addressed her people. But nothing ever goes perfectly. As they began descent, alarms blared. "Incoming ships, 5, armed." Cole jumped to the command station. "Who are they?" Yora answered quickly. "No transponder code, not part of our fleet." Could be trader ships trying to stop us. Avel didn't panic. Shields up. Head for the emergency tunnel route under the city. Cole grabbed a nearby rail as the ship shook. Energy blasts skimmed past them. We're being followed, Yora shouted. They know who's on board. Avel walked to the front, calm but focused. Then we must show them we are not afraid. Seriously? Cole asked. You want to go toward them? I want to arrive. We're almost there. If we land, the capital scanners will confirm my identity. After that, no one can silence me without the whole Empire watching. The ship dove into the lower atmosphere. Laser beams lit up the clouds around them. Cole could feel every hit. But the Starcrest was fast and tough. They finally reached the hidden entrance near the palace. A massive hangar door opened beneath them, and the ship dropped inside just as the pursuing ships were forced to turn away. The hangar closed. Silence fell. They had made it. Inside the palace bunker, Avel stepped out of the ship with a calm stride. Her royal armor had been cleaned and polished. Her crest shone on her shoulder. Behind her, Cole walked, still dressed in his simple mechanic's outfit, but now clearly more than just a visitor. Waiting inside the hall were 3 elder nobles, heads bowed. You live, one of them whispered. Avel nodded. And now I return. They knelt before her. Your people have waited. The traitors will run in fear. Avel looked to Cole. He smiled. Told you they'd remember you. She smiled back. That night, across every Karian city, every screen lit up with one message. The Ikari Queen lives. The news spread like wildfire across the Karian Empire. Queen Avelna was alive. Screens in city squares, holovids in public transports, and broadcasts in private homes all showed her image. The queen who was thought lost, now standing tall and strong. But not everyone was happy. In the shadowed halls of the palace, the traitors whispered in fear. Their carefully built lies had been shattered by one man's simple act of kindness. Cole stood beside Avelna as she prepared to address her, people from the Steps of Unity. The grand staircase overlooked a vast plaza packed with thousands of citizens, soldiers, and nobles. The crowd was silent, waiting. Cole looked at Avelna's calm face. She was no longer the weak woman he had found sleeping in a pod. She was a leader, ready to reclaim her throne and restore justice. The queen turned to Cole and gave a small nod. It's time, she said. They walked up the stairs together. When Avelna stepped onto the podium, cheers erupted. People raised their hands, waving flags of the old empire. Some wept openly. The hope that had been lost was now alive again. Avelna's voice rang out clear and strong. My people, she said, for too long lies and fear have ruled our empire. But today we begin a new chapter. I return not just as your queen, but as a promise that truth will shine and justice will prevail. Her eyes scanned the crowd until they settled on Cole. And I thank this man, she continued, a human technician from a distant world who saved me when I was most alone. The crowd gasped and then roared in applause. Cole blinked in surprise. He never expected to be thanked publicly, let alone by a queen. After the speech, Avelna led Cole through the palace halls to a private chamber. There's something I must do, she said. Cole watched as she summoned a small box. Inside was a simple silver ring with a single blue gem. This belonged to my mother, Avelna explained. A symbol of trust and alliance. I want you to have it. Cole shook his head. I'm just a mechanic. You are much more, she said. You saved a queen when no one else could. That is strength beyond title. She placed the ring on his finger. Will you stay with me? She asked softly, not as a servant or guard, but as an advisor and friend. Cole looked at the ring, then at Avelna's hopeful eyes. I will, he said, if you promise no more broken ships. Avelna laughed softly. Deal. The days that followed were filled with change. Cole worked alongside royal scientists, learning new technologies and sharing his simple but effective repair methods. His human ingenuity surprised many Carian engineers, and soon he earned their respect. At court meetings, he spoke openly and honestly. Avelna's allies listened. The Queen's vision for a better empire gained momentum, yet dangers remained. The traitors, though weakened, plotted to regain power. Secret meetings, coded messages, and hidden weapons reminded everyone that peace was fragile. But Cole was ready. When an assassination attempt threatened Avelna during a public festival, Cole's quick thinking and calm actions helped stop the attack. The people cheered even louder, their trust in the Queen and her human friend growing stronger. One evening, Cole stood on a balcony overlooking the city lights with Avelna. "Thank you for trusting me," he said. She smiled, her golden eyes shining. "You reminded me what hope feels like." Cole looked up at the stars beyond the palace towers. "Maybe humans and Carian are not so different," he said. "Maybe," Avelna agreed. "Together, we can build something better." They stood, side by side, two unlikely allies, bound by fate, courage, and a shared dream for peace.